everyone, and welcome to iReadit, bringing you your weekly dose of the internet for November 4th, 2018. I am Michael Schwan.
And I'm Benjamin Poindexter.
I've heard people call people Poindexter before, but I don't actually know what it's from.
Well, this one's specifically Benjamin Poindexter.
Does that make a difference?
Yes.
Why?
Because Benjamin Poindexter is the name of Bullseye from the Marvel Comics universe.
Is Bullseye like a really good shot?
He is supposed to never miss until he meets fucking Daredevil, and then that's why he's like Daredevil's arch enemy.
So he's kind of like a Deadshot from the DC universe?
Except worse, because they fucked up continuity with Bullseye.
Oh.
What happens is Bullseye gets his like spine all fucked up and broken, and so they need to fix it. So they set him down and they fucking put a bunch of adamantium in his spine to keep it strong, you know? Well, you see, you got a problem with adamantium. Adamantium is actually incredibly toxic, and the only reason why Wolverine can withstand it is because he has a healing factor.
Yeah.
So there's that.
So they just kill Bullseye then?
No. That's the problem.
Shouldn't it have?
Exactly. That's the problem. He has no healing factor.
By the way, adamantium always just sounds and feels like this. Trying to think of what to compare it to, because
I always get it confused with adamantine from like Final Fantasy and stuff.
But in adamantium specifically, when I hear it in the Marvel universe with how many things it gets applied to in different ways, it always just feels like this like universal answer to different problems.
It kind of is. It's either adamantium or vibranium, which I think it's either adamantium is an alloy of vibranium, or vibranium is an alloy of adamantium. I don't remember.
I wonder if I can fix my camera, because my camera looks like crap right now. That's a little better.
I feel like crap right now.
I can't do much about that one, unfortunately.
I don't get...
Wait, it is not post show. I'm here.
I don't get sleep. Or not sleep. Well, I don't get sleep either. I don't get sick days anymore, so I've been like dead at work.
At all? Never.
Not really, because we have a couple people gone on. We got a couple people gone on fucking, what is it? Vacation.
That's like vacation.
Sorry, my brain is failing me because I'm dying. So I got a couple people gone on vacation, and I'm the only one on my shift. So I would have to like ask people to come in later, and at that point, we only have like 4 people who come in currently.
So your chances are
zero,
abysmally low.
Yeah, that's pretty zero.
That's awesome. I'm sure that works out well.
I mean, I don't have to do as much at my job, so a lot of the time I just kind of, well, at least recently when I'm sick, I go in and I help as much as I can, and then I kind of curl into a ball and wait for death.
Yeah, you look real comfy and cozy right now, all wrapped up in that blanket.
I mean, the blanket helps me. It's kind of really chilly in here. Actually, I'm very happy that I positioned my computer where it is, because I can rest my feet on the heater.
Nice. It's not a heater, but... Or do you mean an actual heater vent?
Yeah, like an actual heater vent.
Oh, okay. Say, because I definitely could have seen you doing that for, like, my computer's pretty warm, so just...
I just plop my feet on it. No, my roommate got a new computer piece, and so when he went in to go fix everything, he pulled it out, and somebody else had built it, and there was like cords zip tied everywhere. One of the hard drives was zip tied to a bunch of cords on the side. There was like 2 heat sinks, one of them directly on the motherboard.
Well, that makes sense. There normally is one. Or do you mean it didn't have any thermal paste?
No. There's one directly on the motherboard, one directly on the graphics card.
Like an extra heatsink on the graphics card?
That's
weird.
There was a couple. There was even more heat sinks in it. Those weren't the only 2. There's also a fan that got taken out. It was wild. There's a lot of stuff packed into it. It was like a magician. You just kept pulling shit out. There was a rabbit. Like, what the fuck?
Speaking of pulling a rabbit out of a computer, the other day I was having a problem playing a game, and like the computer that we run the show through over at my house, it's pretty ballin'. It's got some muscles to flex. And I was like, man, I'm having a problem with this game. So I was like, you know what, Tony, I'm just gonna restart my computer real quick. And so I go to restart my computer, and it gets past the motherboard BIOS boot, and then it's like, nope, sorry, we can't boot up. And I was like, what? Wait, why not? It goes, your motherboard, your CPU's turning to liquid right now. And I was like, what? And it's like, yeah, your CPU's too hot. We will not allow the computer to boot up.
Are you overclocking it?
No, I'm not. And I was like, wait, what temperature is it? It's like, oh, 66 degrees Celsius. And I'm like, okay.
How is this house not on fire?
Why is it 66 degrees Celsius? And I'm like, it's liquid cooled. What's wrong? Well, so I let the computer turn. I put it in BIOS so that I can keep monitor of the temperature. And I get down there and I start opening up the box to see what's going on. And the CPU for my computer is liquid cooled. Just the CPU is. It has liquid cooling that goes to a radiator on the back that has a big ass fan that dumps all of the heat out the back. Well, there might as well have been a rabbit that was laying on the radiator heatsink for that back fan. Like, there was a blanket of dust and whatever else that was just covering every single little heat coil for the for that back fan for the motherboard's heatsink. So it had a nice little blanket, wasn't letting any of the heat leave.
That's gross.
Yeah. And then I blew all that heat away with a little can of air, and then within 2 minutes, the CPU had went from 66 degrees to 40.
Well, congrats. It's 26 degrees drop age.
Yeah, it was significantly better. So please remember, everyone, you can help support this show by going to patreon.com/dailyinternet, picking up some merchandise in the link below. You can also follow and share the show on social media. Let us know anything that you'd like us to talk about. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Reddit. All of those are at iReaditCast.
I regret taking the medication.
Like before the show?
Yeah. Well, I took it like 4 hours ago, but I still feel it. I'm really drowsy.
Did you get your extra hour of sleep, or did you stay up way too late?
Is that a question?
It could be. Sometimes you go to bed before 2 a.m., so.
That's not accurate anymore.
Oh.
I had D&D from like 10:30 to 4 in the morning.
So was it actually 5, or did you? Because the clock should have rolled back at 2.
No, we played through that.
So it went from 10:30 to 5 a.m. then.
Yeah, technically.
Nice. Congratulations, sir.
It was pretty fun.
Also, just a quick announcement here at the beginning of the show. We will not have a show next week. I am going to be traveling out of the state of Alaska to go have laser beams shot into my eyeballs.
Neat.
I'm going to go have LASIK surgery so these glasses can go away. But so yeah, there will not be a show next Sunday. There will be a show the Sunday after that. And yeah, so I will miss you all, but I will see you in 2 weeks from now for another show.
Yo, you know what's going to happen?
What's that?
You're going to get LASIK. It's going to be like that episode of Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy where they keep zapping Billy's eyes because he was, kind of blind. And his vision keeps changing, like his perception of things keeps changing. And they're going to keep zapping your eyes until they hit you with the Moe lasers. And you're going to become Moe, and everything's going to become Moe, and it's going to be cute and adorable.
This doesn't sound like that bad of a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, it's not that bad.
That's the episode, though, where every time, like, he got up and looked, Billy and Mandy were Mandy and Grim were drawn in a different style, right?
Yeah. My favorite was when they got switched to the anime style. Grim looks super fucking dope.
Yeah. All right, shall we actually talk about news now?
No, we're Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy podcast.
Nice.
It's easily the best of the series that, like, all of these series are interconnected, right?
Sure.
You have the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, the Misadventures of Flapjack, and Adventure Time. All of those are all connected because they have adventure in the name.
Well, your logic is infallible, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I realized I didn't update the episode number or the date or anything. It's all corrected now. All right, we're gonna do the news now.
10.
Mario Segale, Mario's namesake, has passed away. Yep. Good morning to me. Has passed away at the age of 84.
This is submitted by ACNL Gal 2016 to our news.
Yeah, the namesake of Super Mario himself, which, by the way, when they decided to name former video game character Jumpman to Mario.
Jumpman, that boy's up to something.
Sure. Literally, all that was happening was that Mario was leasing a warehouse out to Nintendo, and then they're like, hey, you're letting us use a warehouse, we'll use your name.
They did that a lot. That's how we got Kirby's name too, because it was the name of the lawyer for the Nintendo of America.
And but anyway, he was also he didn't ever really publicize that is what he was anyway in his actual life. He instead wanted to be known for the things that he accomplished in his life and didn't want to just be known as the dude that Mario's named after.
I just gotta say, I wonder how many fucking checks that guy collected on likeness rights.
I don't know. There might not have been any.
I don't know, man. They were like, yo, we're going to name a character after you. You don't think at any point, especially when Nintendo got fucking huge, he's just like, you know.
Hey Nathan, where's your fucking checks from Naughty Dog for Nathan Drake being in the Uncharted games?
Actually, they're in the mail right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I contacted Naughty Dog after playing Watch Dogs, and I was like, yo, your shit's fucking dope, but, you know, listen, I kind of need my royalty check. And they're just like, oh yeah, dude. Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't have a good address on file, so we have like 30 of them backed up here. And I'm like, oh, you know what? That's very noble of you to just sit there and wait. So I'm just gonna give a small shout out to Naughty Dog because they're a really good production company for video games.
Well, I can't argue with that last statement. The rest of it's a pile of bullscat.
You don't know. It's Schrodinger's checks. Until they come
it's
in,
Schrodinger's checks.
You don't know if they exist or not.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, it is.
Oh god.
It's just like Schrodinger's immigrants. Until they've crossed our border, they are simultaneously criminals and not criminals.
That's some dangerous logic, sir.
I know.
9.
China allows use of tiger and rhino products, infuriating wildlife activists.
This is submitted by YCGFYN to our news. Oh, god damn it. I have this, like, it feels like it's about to come out, but at the same time, I know it's kind of clogged on my left side.
Phrasing?
Do we not do phrasing anymore?
Anyway, so the Chinese government has legalized and reconfirmed the use of endangered tiger and rhino products for, quote, medicinal purposes.
I mean, they're getting high off a rhino horn. No, we must use the lower horn.
No, Nathan.
That was like the best episode of Futurama. That's not true. I really am partial to the Globetrotters episode where holes in reality were forming.
I'm really impartial to the one about the 8-leaf clover or 7-leaf clover.
Impartial or partial to?
Partial to.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That one.
The 7-leaf clover is a pretty good one. I've almost found a 7-leaf clover.
Didn't you found like a half-eaten 6-leaf?
Yeah. This is the most leaves I've ever found was a 6.
But it had a whole bunch of holes eaten in it.
Yeah.
Shame.
It's kind of sad.
So the actual World Federation of Chinese Medicine Societies has issued a statement going back as far as 2010 that rhino and tiger products have no medical benefits whatsoever. But China didn't care because it makes them money. So
because it's aphrodisiacs or whatever. If it lets people fuck.
There's plenty of other legal substances that do that.
Yeah, like oysters.
Do they?
Yeah, that's why it's sexy to go get a bunch of oysters.
But you're sucking boogers out of a weird shaped rock.
Yo, I'm not saying that it's particularly sexy when you look at it, but like apparently it's an aphrodisiac. It's supposed to get you fucking hot and bothered.
If you say so.
Same with like chocolates and strawberries or something. I don't fucking know.
I think that's less of the actual substance itself, and
Yeah, that's more of a mental thing.
yeah, and also like how you eat them can change, you know, the importance of them. Because I'll tell you what, like you stick a bowl.
Yeah, right. Like if you stick one in your ear, it's not going to do you any good.
Well, I was also going to say you stick a bowl of chocolate covered strawberries next to me, and I'm not going to be in a very attractive person at that moment.
You're gonna be stuffing them up your nose.
No. No.
And just imagine like your nose comically like stretched out to have a bunch of cherries popping out of them.
Cherries? We were on strawberries. Are we on
Strawberries? Fuck. Now they're gonna have strawberries up your nose with cherries dangling from them.
No.
We're just gonna keep adding fruit to it. There's gonna be a banana somewhere.
Oh, there's a banana
It's in
somewhere.
your ear. You gotta stick a banana right in your favorite ear.
No.
8,
Japanese Princess Ayako surrenders royal title to marry commoner, will reportedly receive $1.3 million.
This was submitted by Smas Borgen to our world.
Smossborgen. Oh, anyway. So
Settle it in Smas Borgen.
the eldest granddaughter of the current Japanese emperor has decided that she is no longer going to be royalty. She met this dude while she was in college, fell in love with him, and wants to spend her life with him. But since he is a filthy commoner, she will have to give up her title and her status. But not to worry. She's receiving $1.3 million from the government of Japan so that she can still live as a princess.
I remember reading about this like a year ago or something, and I want to say that they weren't very approving of it.
Well, it's an interesting time for royalty in Japan. The emperor is incredibly old, and he looks like he's going to be the first one in history to actually abdicate the throne.
Yeah. Who else besides her is there for people who can take the throne? I guess
there's a crown
her.
prince right now.
Oh, I didn't even realize.
Yeah, like it's.
See, I don't know the royalty of Japan. I kind of don't live there.
It's not that. It's just something that doesn't happen very often. Is more of what it is.
Right.
Oh, excuse me. So I mean, also,
I
like,
wonder what this commoner did to get this fucking princess to marry him. Must have a big dick or something.
I could have made an incredibly
racist joke,
insensitive comment about just Japanese Asian people in general. When you said that,
this dude. No. If you open the picture, he's got his arms crossed over his waistline with him holding his hat. That's him hiding his giant ass boner, because you know what? This guy's dick is probably gigantic. This guy, you look at him and he just emanates big dick energy. You can tell because of the smile on her face. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'm getting these glasses removed, and I'm excited because I smile a lot. And I smile really hard. When I smile, it lifts my glasses up off of my face when I have headphones on.
Yo, if you scroll down, he's moved the top hat, and I'll tell you what, he doesn't have to. If you like look at his pants, he didn't even have to hold the top hat.
Why, Nathan?
Because I mean, his dick is pretty much like a hat rack.
Why, Nathan?
Look at it. It's massive. Though, actually, to be honest, I don't actually see it. But no, that thing's huge. You can totally like see it along the leg there.
7.
It's like
Pro-Trump troll busted for running fake intelligence firm tied to Mueller.
I'm not done talking about this guy's dick. It's like a swirling python ready to strike. It's got teeth
7.
and it's gnashing.
Pro-Trump troll busted for running fake intelligence firm tied to Mueller smear.
This is submitted by that Japanese man's dick to our politics.
No, what? No.
What? No, by Narbs. Sorry.
Also,
I was just set on this dude's dick.
this link is apparently dead now. It was not dead last night, but someone killed it overnight. Anyway, So there was a intelligence firm called Surefire Intelligence that had been releasing all of this information about special counsel to the FBI Robert Mueller, including like sexual allegations and stuff like that. And if you want an example of how someone who doesn't have any issue with what's happening to handle those types of situations, Robert Mueller literally went, "Wait, what?" And someone's like, "Yeah, they're accusing you of sexual misconduct." He goes, "Cool, conduct an investigation. I have work to do." Instead of, yelling and crying and screaming like a child, he went, "Well, that's not true. Go ahead and do a full investigation to prove that it's not true. I don't care." And so they did a full investigation, found out that there's this dude that faked the entire thing.
He's like this 21-year-old fucking Twitter conservative named something Wool.
Like his name was in here, and I can't.
I think it's like Justin Wool.
Jacob Wool.
Jacob Wool.
Yeah. So it didn't work, sir.
This thing is fucking great. Like this whole thing, because when they started investigating like phone numbers and stuff on the website, they called a phone number. It routed them to another phone number, which was his mother's fucking voicemail.
Cute.
Let's see what other funny things happened through this. They did a press conference to talk about it and come out with it, and the reporters weren't having shit, and they were constantly like laughing at him because of how fucking pathetic they seemed, and they were like, "This is no laughing matter, blah 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 blah." They were like, "All right, well, if this is actually true, how come this happened, They're just poking holes everywhere. It's good.
Well, that was quickly quashed. Squashed a word.
Quashed, yes.
Yes.
You when you have a warrant and you need to get rid of it, you go and you get your warrant quashed, not squashed. In fact, here, I will look up the definition of quashed for you.
Reject or void, especially by legal procedure. Put an end to, suppress.
Yes, there you go. Synonyms for to put an end to, put a stop to, stamp out, crush, put down, check, curb, nip in the bud, squash, quell, subdue, suppress, extinguish, stifle,
destroy.
We are now a dictionary podcast.
Oh, God.
The word of the day is quash. Now you have to use it in a sentence.
We posed as 100 senators to run ads on Facebook. Facebook approved all of them.
Well, shit, I'm about to put a quash on this just so I can use it in the sentence.
Cute.
This is submitted by Mepper to our technology.
Yep. So Facebook now requires you to put a paid for by disclaimer on any of your political ads, but they don't actually check at all to make sure it's real in any way. As long as the address you provide is an actual address that can be searched, essentially, they don't check anything else. So Vice.com was just like, can we just put out 100 fake ads from every single senator in the United States? And Facebook was like, yeah, you got it. Thanks for your money.
Well, that's fucking wild, because that's 100 different senators that they pretended to be. There was nothing done about it, no validating.
No.
So that's a fucking problem.
But Facebook also makes like $1 billion a day or something stupid, so they literally don't care. Like, even these massive fines that they've been given by, like, the EU of, like, you're going to have to pay $252 million. Facebook is like, okay.
That's wild that Facebook just doesn't care because they make too much money.
Yeah. I will say, though, Facebook, I know you won't hear this, but I really fucking hate the way your guys' ads work. Like, I'm just going to let you know that anytime I'm watching a video on Facebook and halfway through it an unskippable ad starts, I immediately stop watching the video.
I don't know. It really depends on the video.
No, it doesn't for me. Like, the fact that they're completely unskippable and normally at minimum 30 seconds long.
What I have a problem is when you go and hit a video and its ad is longer than the video itself.
Sure.
That's when I'm really just like, nope, I'm done with this shit.
Annoying. Anyway.
5.
The billionaire who bankrolled Brexit is now under criminal investigation. Officials suspect foreign money.
This is submitted by Stupid Reddit to our world news.
Yeah, so there was a billionaire who donated over $10 million to a campaign for the yes, Brexit should happen. The UK should leave the European Union. And
you know, I'm not British, but I have an opinion about Brexit that it shouldn't have happened. But you know,
there's lots of people that feel the same way. So don't.
Yeah.
However, despite him having billions of dollars, there is a criminal investigation that the $10 million that he gave is actually not his money and actually was funneled through him from foreign entities.
Huh. So, like, what do you mean?
So what it is there was $10.3 million in loans that was made to this guy and his campaign. But the money that was loaned from him was from outside the country, and that is all of the money that he used to what's the word I'm looking for?
Fund it?
To make the advertisements and such for promoting Brexit. It's not like he didn't have money. It's just he didn't use any of his money for this.
He used everybody else's that was donated to him.
Correct.
What a fucking dickhead. He's a fucking billionaire. Makes no sense. You're an asshole.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
glad you're under criminal investigation.
Like, the thing is like, if he would have paid for it with his own money, like, nobody would have given a crap. But the fact that he's literally just, at least currently what appears to be that he was just a middleman for outside forces to do what they wanted with the United Kingdom, that's a problem.
Yeah, no, that absolutely is. Ow, ow, ow. I got something in my eye.
Hey, Nathan, you want to take a guess at which country it looks like the money came from?
Is it Russia?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because my second guess was going to be the Czech Republic.
Well, the current one that they're finding...
I'm just saying, it seems like they're good at writing checks.
Yeah, the current one that they're finding is Russia because he's had lots of contact with the Russian embassy and the Russian ambassador, including discussions over gold and diamond deals.
Who just fucking... that's always crazy to me, is that people still, like, deal in large quantities of gold and diamond. That just seems like an evil mastermind kind of thing to me. I mean... It's just like something out of a movie. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make sure that Brexit is good. You got what was our bargain. Some guy unloads like a box of just fucking bars of gold with diamonds scattered out throughout the middle. Some guy's just like, oh yeah, that's the stuff. Like, I can understand. I would be like, oh yeah, that's the stuff. But like, it's wild to me that it's still such a heavily traded thing.
Yeah. It's especially diamond. Like, gold, I understand, is still, like, we use almost all of the gold that we can find because gold is so useful beyond just being pretty.
Yeah, it's really good at
It's a good transistor. Yeah, you are almost there,
transistor.
Buddy. Yeah, we use it in lots of computer work, cards, etc. Diamonds, on the other hand,
twisted transistor.
Diamonds, on the other hand, diamonds are really useful for the purpose that they're hard and that they're pretty. And
same. Shine bright like a diamond.
Oh God.
You gotta polish me every day, you know what I'm saying?
No.
I polish myself.
That's okay.
Sometimes 5 times a day.
Well, there goes the explicit filter.
Demonetization.
Isn't it great, even though we're not monetized? We can still enjoy it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm enjoying it. No, I'm saying.
God take it, David. Stop it. Anyway, so is that what you use for the polish?
Oh yeah, that is good old Nate's handmade hand polishing splurge juice.
No, oh God!
You just kind of spit shine that shit with that splurge juice that naturally forms in your mouth.
Well, if we do have anyone still listening, I apologize.
Sorry, Jennifer.
Sorry, Jennifer.
But not sorry.
Oh, lordy lord. Anyway, so What was I trying to say? Oh, yeah.
I don't even fucking remember.
Diamonds. I was trying to talk about diamonds. A lot of the diamonds are an artificial scarcity. Like we do use a lot of the ones that can't be made into gemstones for things like diamond cut, like diamond axe, saw blades and stuff like that.
Or diamond swords, so that you can kill creepers and stuff.
Sure, that one. But there's an intentional artificial scarcity of diamonds to keep their price up.
I'm just saying, like, I get hard under heat and pressure too.
Well, yeah, we can make diamonds in a lab if that's what you're referring to. Jennifer's engagement ring was made by science.
Science hasn't made a damn thing for me.
It made you.
No, it's made me sad.
Well, yeah, and it made you.
I want to be able to the Isle of Dr. Moreau people just fucking mix them with animals, but I guess that's frowned upon.
Yeah. It's not something that many people take well to.
Some bullshit, tell you what.
4,
Beto O'Rourke wants pre-K to 12 fully funded and teachers having a living wage.
Submitted by Enough Somewhere 4 to Our Politics.
The scoundrel, Nathan.
How dare you fund our teachers? What gives you the right to try and make our people smarter? How fucking dare you, Beto?
So right now, one of the most contentious elections in the country is the one in Texas.
More like beat off. Stupid liberals.
Man, I guarantee you someone has...
Jennifer says she's down with blood diamonds. You know what?
No.
I'm not even touching that one.
No, I don't. She's not down with blood diamonds. She is saying down with blood diamonds.
Yeah, I thought she was like, yeah, I'm down with blood diamonds.
No, Nathan.
Because, like, honestly, same, right? Like,
and Nathan's like, yeah, sick. They look cool.
They've got, like, blood all over them, smeared. It's not because, they were taken from murdered people, whatever.
No, they were manufactured inside murdered people.
Whoa! It's like a kidney stone, except they grow diamonds.
That needs to never be a market.
Did you know that in certain areas around the world, their kidneys are they come pre-equipped with the ability so that if you eat charcoal, the kidney creates enough heat and pressure along with the gallbladder that it creates a stone. Sometimes called the kidney stone, sometimes called a gallstone. Those gallstones are literal diamonds, and you get to piss out diamonds.
I don't believe you.
Oh, you're right. That's just me because I'm fucking baller.
Sure. Anyway, so currently massive election going on in Texas, basically because
I might have cleared it.
Texas is normally a pretty red state, at least in their history, but there's very blue areas in Texas. And the Democratic candidate, Beto O'Rourke, is seeing a lot of traction. It's like people don't like Ted Cruz.
That's because Ted Cruz is one of those kinds of people who will try to relate to the Zodiac Killer to get people to like him more.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that he tweeted out the Zodiac Killer's letter on Halloween and was like, Happy Halloween. It was like, he's the only person on the planet that could do that to try to make himself more likable.
And that's because people just don't like Ted Cruz. You know what my favorite thing about this Ted Cruz, Beto O'Rourke thing is? It's that at one point, actually there's two things. One point, Ted Cruz found out that Beto O'Rourke in his youth had gotten arrested for DWI, to which the entire fucking rally started chanting, lock him up, lock him up. And I will have you know that you cannot lock him up for this DWI anymore because he has already done his time. So if you are locking him up for no reason, you are essentially supporting a fascist regime.
There's a virulence factor that just joined our chat room. We miss you.
Aside from that...
Nathan's like, I have no idea who that is. Roller derby.
Oh, welcome. Where was I? Beto. The thing that I like the most is that Ted Cruz had started ripping on Beto for using a childish name instead of his real name, Robert, because Beto is short for Roberto in the Spanish communities. Well, I'll have you know, Mr. fucking Tedward Cruz, that Ted is not your actual first name, and if you're gonna shit on somebody for fucking changing their name, you should really think about it, seeing as how your name is actually Raphael.
Man, why wouldn't you want to go by that name?
Because it doesn't sound white, and
'Cause
you're fucking running in Texas.
Because it doesn't. That's painful to me. Oh well. Anyway, since we're on this topic, real quick, as a reminder, go vote. The election is Tuesday.
Yeah, you gotta vote Tedward out of office because, like,
Tedward.
fuck, he is a spineless coward.
Tedward.
Yeah, his middle name's Edward. That's why he goes by Ted. So I'm annoyed when people add letters to things to shorten them. So I'm gonna call him Tedward from now on.
Tedward. Okay. Tedward Cruz.
It's like the scene from Twilight, right? Where there's like a Texas voter in the woods, and Tedward is standing behind them, and they're just like, "I know what you are," and he's just like, "Say it," and he's like, "Your skin's very pale, and you're incredibly fast. Say it. You're a fucking coward."
Damn, that's intense. So yeah, early voting is open. Go vote. You can vote today if you want to. You can also you can go vote tomorrow.
Jennifer's right. She's like, it is close to Tom Cruise. Yeah, he kind of just wanted to steal Tom Cruise's name.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be associated with Tom Cruise because he's crazy.
I mean, yeah, but all of Scientology associates with him. So if you're a Scientologist,
I don't want to be associated with Scientology.
Why not?
Nathan.
I mean, Scientology has done nothing wrong.
How hard was that to try and say?
I think I have a hemorrhage.
I believe it.
3.
Scientists are terrified that Brazil's new president will destroy the lungs of the planet.
Speaking of, man, this was submitted by Albon Payne to Our World News.
So, Jair Bolsonaro, Brazil's far-right presidential candidate, who has been called the Trump of the tropics,
Yo, this guy's fucking insane.
has been elected, including while on his campaign trail making anti-gay, misogynistic, violent, and racist comments. So, history repeats itself.
Yeah, it's like what happened in the Philippines and up here.
He has already discussed, he has said that Brazil will stay as part of the Paris Climate Agreement. However, he has been discussing barring environmental organizations like Greenpeace and the World Wildlife Fund from being able to even enter the country. He wants to carve a section of the Amazon rainforest out to put a highway through it.
That is not a good idea. I'm just saying, do you want to know what the difference between Trump and Duterte is?
What?
Is that people in his own country approve of Duterte.
Some of them.
Sure. I feel like it's more than the 40% that fucking Trump has.
I think it's lower than that, actually, now.
Oh, I wonder what he did.
I don't know. Opened his mouth?
General assholery.
Yeah. Anyway, so the concern is that one of the things that he's talked about in the past is he's talked about how squandered the resource that is the Amazon rainforest has become, because he sees so much potential to use the resources of the Amazon rainforest, and we're not using it. And so Brazil's not in a good way right now, as a good portion of South America is, especially when you think of financially, economically, etc. And if they started harvesting parts of the Amazon rainforest, it would boost their economy immensely. Problem: the Amazon rainforest, literally on its own, helps keep the world cool and oxygenated.
So this is where he needs to not be elected, and the entire world realizes that, hey, Brazil is like the place that we need to fund so that they don't cut down our fucking rainforests.
Yeah, well, he's already been elected, and nobody else has any money either. So
we need to impeach him, or however Brazil does it. I don't know if Brazil has impeaching laws.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Because they've replaced their prime minister a couple times in the last few years.
Well,
or
he needs to be outed because, like, fuck, it was a bad idea.
Yeah.
There are some people in our administration that are like, yeah, that Bolsonaro guy, he knows what's going on. He's fucking smart.
Yeah, like, just because a dude knows what's going on and is smart doesn't mean that they're good.
Or that what they're doing is correct.
So,
But, that's beyond the point.
yeah, whatever. No big.
Who cares if we can't breathe breathable air on our own planet? We'll just go to another planet.
I mean, a lot of it just comes to money for most of them, so.
Which I can understand not wanting to be in poverty, right? But
They're not the people that are making the decisions, though, aren't the ones that are in poverty.
no, they're the assholes who want to reap the benefit.
It's like they're already well off, so it's not like they're getting any benefit beyond just being in power and being powerful over other people.
Choosing what to do in your own country, to your own country.
Yeah, it's like it's not like they get any real payoff because of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, so good luck, Brazil. If there's any way that anyone else can help, yeah, scream louder. I don't know what else, because you've already been screaming for a long time, and the Trump administration basically has said that they don't care. So, good luck. For all of our sakes, yeah, good luck for all of our sakes, considering that if he cuts down the Amazon rainforest, we all basically just die.
We'll suffocate and the world will catch fire or something.
2.
Yeah, something like that. Humanity has wiped out 60% of animals since 1970, a major report finds.
This is submitted by Irv W. to Our World News.
Nathan, we like killing shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this includes mammals, birds.
Those dumb, stupid ass animals. If they fucking knew how to goddamn run away from me, it wouldn't have happened.
I mean, we chase them down and kill them anyway.
Well, if they knew how to run away from me after I ran after them, then they wouldn't be so goddamn dumb now, would they?
Yeah, something like that. So, 60% of mammals, birds, fish, and reptiles since 1970. We've completely wiped out all of that. Yeah.
Overfishing and overhunting and stuff like that.
So,
the most common one that people will know is the dodo bird, thanks to Ice Age.
I don't know if that's...
The dodo bird was not extinct due to the Ice Age.
I don't know if that is the most common one that people would know.
That what people would think of when they think of an extinct animal because of people overhunting them?
I mean, there are breeds of rhinos that fit that now.
Sure, I can understand, but like since a young age you were taught, oh yeah, the dodo bird isn't around anymore because it's just so stupid. People were walking up to him and killing him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, I don't know about you, but like every 5-year-old has called somebody else a fucking dodo.
What is the animal that lives like on its own island and doesn't have any natural predators?
Oh,
and so they'll like come up and take pictures with you.
It looks like almost like a super small capybara or something.
Yeah. It is called quokkas.
I was gonna say it starts with a Q.
Yeah, I knew it started with a Q. Quokkas. Quokkas. Quokkas.
I wonder what they taste like.
Dang it, Nathan. No.
What? I mean, like they eat guinea pig in Peru and shit. So like, why can't I eat a quokka?
So cute. They're always smiling.
Yo, I bet the cuteness causes it to taste better.
What? No, that's not how
That's
that works.
a scientific fact. If it's a cuter animal, the taste is better. Have you tried eating a dog?
No.
Yeah, I have.
Cows are
through
pretty
tears.
cute though, and they taste fantastic.
Exactly. Tears, Michael. Tears.
Horses aren't that cute though, and they also taste great.
That's an exception to the rule.
Yeah?
Because horses fall into the line of not cute, but they fall into the line of beautiful beasts.
Okay, what's fish's excuse then? Because fish is delicious.
That is a matter of opinion.
Okay.
Because, in my opinion, fish is kind of gross.
Okay.
I just really dislike the texture of it.
Let's see. Pigs are cute. Chickens can be cute.
Yep, both of them. Tasty shit.
Boy,
you haven't lived till you have my possum stew. Them cute little fuckers running out and me running them over.
possums are not cute.
What are you talking about? They're adorable.
Like, the babies are cute because they're babies. Like, but they're still kind of freaky looking.
Nah, angry parents look look cute too. They're just like, and you're just like, oh, look at
So
you.
when you said angry parents right now, I just pictured this like 45-year-old blonde-haired chick with a pixie cut yelling at a manager. Like,
Can I see your Can I see your manager? Ha 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 ha. Flips fucking name tag. I am the manager.
lightning crashes.
1.
Jewish leaders tell Trump he is not welcome in Pittsburgh until he denounces white nationalism.
This is submitted by Sling Tarp to Our Politics.
So we talked last week about the mass shooting at the Jewish Tree of Life synagogue in Pittsburgh.
Which didn't the Tree of Life pastor or rabbi agree to have Trump come over?
Well, yes. And the thing is that like the entirety of the situation is almost comical in just how iconic it is. There's this horribly racist guy that goes to a synagogue, shoots and kills 11 people, gets in a shootout with friggin' police, gets shot. A ambulance shows up. If I remember correctly, the ambulance people that were working on him, one of them was Muslim. He gets to the ER and his surgeon is a Jew.
Isn't that irony at the best levels?
Yeah. But one, Trump did condemn the attack, but that's all he did. He just said, like, this is horrible, this is bad, we shouldn't be doing this, this is so bad. But that's as far as it went. He didn't denounce the...
Nobody loves Jewish people as much as Trump.
Oh, God.
He loves the Jews.
Yeah, the apple juice.
No, insert part where he continues talking about how much he loves Jews.
And then somehow, talks about how many Jews voted for him and how he won the election.
And how much money he's made because of Jews.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway.
Something incredibly anti-Semitic.
He's got his accountant is Jewish. There you go.
My accountant is Jewish.
Anyway, but he didn't condemn the idealism behind why this guy made this attack. And that's a problem. And he's not spoken out about this anymore, and he's probably not going to.
That's because he's announced that he's a nationalist.
Yeah. However,
at a rally, he straight up said, "I'm a nationalist."
However, there is still good things that are happening because a Muslim group has raised enough money to cover the funeral cost of all Pittsburgh victims.
That's good. This is submitted by left-handed lunatic to our news. Leaky Eye Luca.
And that they reached their goal of $150,000 in just 2 days.
God damn, that's a lot of money.
Dude, funerals are really expensive.
They're really popular when it comes to donating to.
Like, really expensive. Which, one of the things that makes me the most sad is over 50% of everything on GoFundMe is purely medical bill stuff. And then you can put that up to like 65% if you just go to paying for tragedies.
I figured out how to make sure that my loved ones get my remains without having to pay anything.
What's that?
If you donate your body to science, when they're done using your body for whatever science purposes they have, they will cremate you and send your remains back to your family for free.
So instead, what's going to happen is you donate it to science, and they're going to do the weird...
And they're going to do something, and they're going to lose it.
That, or like they're gonna do the weird, like, we're gonna like hyper freeze your body so that it's perfectly preserved, and then they're gonna cut you up as an example of how not to do things.
Just like a bunch of things that I love, like cats and dogs and everything, and cremate them so that they can take those ashes and give them to my family.
Sure, we'll go with that.
And then, since my body is all frozen, they're gonna ship it out into space. And when the radioactive waves of space hit my corpse, it's going to send me back into my body. And when I awake from my frozen cryo state, I'm going to become immensely strong and powerful from these radioactive waves.
What are you, Captain Marvel?
Kind of. Wait, which Captain Marvel? Like Captain Marvel pre-getting sued or post-getting sued?
Pre-getting sued.
Yo, I would love to be Shazam.
And one last thing in regards to this as well. Pharrell Williams has sent Trump a legal threat for playing happy after the synagogue shooting.
So submitted by F. Bastiat to Our Politics. Why? Why the fuck were you playing happy?
Because he's the most tone-deaf bastard on the planet.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Hours after the Tree of Life synagogue shooting, he had a rally. He had a rally, and at part of that rally, he played Pharrell Williams happy.
That is just fucking ridiculous.
Same day, even.
I don't understand.
He talked about the shooting at the rally.
There's no tact. There's no positive forward thinking. It's a jumble of words floating around his fucking head that he just throws imaginary darts at. When those darts land, you realize that, oh, hey, I'm not playing fucking darts. I'm trying to play pool.
We've talked about it before. He literally only does one of two things. What gets people to like him, what makes him money. That's it.
Fucking buzzwords.
So,
except this isn't going to make him money. He's going to get sued if he plays it again.
I mean,
there's been a couple of these.
Yeah, Steven Tyler with Aerosmith, the Prince Estate, REM, Queen. Those of all the
that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yo, that means like soon the only thing he's going to be able to play at his fucking shows are Kanye, and I'll have you know that all of those white people are not about to listen to some fucking black music.
You know what though? Like I mean, even depending on how it goes, Kanye just backed out of the political scene, saying that his eyes are open, that he sees that he was misled.
That was funny. They were like, "Yo, Kanye supports Brexit," and he's just like, I'm about to Brexit out of this fucking campaign."
What is Brexit?
Brexit is a movement for black voters to remove themselves from the Democratic Party in favor of the Republican Party.
Weird.
So it's called Brexit. And he was the like poster face for it and for all their clothes and stuff, but he never agreed to do that. So that's why he's hopping off the political trail, because he's like, yo, they just kind of like,
did they be racist?
Yeah. Well, I don't even think it's that, because he's adamantly said, yo, if I cared about racism, I wouldn't be living in America. So he doesn't give a shit about racism.
Sure.
As you can tell by him saying, yo, these fucking slaves, I don't see why they were just sitting around on the plantations and not, leaving.
That's just a matter of being uneducated.
Yeah, incredibly ignorant.
Yeah.
Oh. Ridiculous.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Look at me! Nathan, what did you care about in the last week?
That I finished up October, so I finished up my 31 days of Shocktober, and I have a solid list of movies. I've posted it on my Facebook, and you guys can ask me questions if you want.
Cool. Well,
the other thing I cared about is the absolute roaring dumpster fire that is Diablo.
Oh yeah, that's one of mine too. So real quick, everybody, my thing for the day, all of mine is surrounding video games. It sounds like Nathan wants to talk a little bit about video games. So if you don't care, I don't blame you. I will ask.
I do. Why don't you talk about video games?
I will ask that you support the show, patreon.com/dailyinternet. Pick up some merchandise in the link below. Follow, share, and support us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Reddit, all of which are at iRedditCast. Please feel free to send us any topic that you want us to talk about. I just realized right this moment that there were 2 listener topics that I was supposed to add to this one and completely forgot. I will try to remember to do that not next week, gone next week, week after. I apologize. All right. Anyway, let's talk about some video games, Nathan, specifically BlizzCon 2018 and the dumpster fire that Blizzard managed when it came to Diablo.
Yo, Blizzard is the new EA.
Here's the thing, is that Blizzard holds their own convention every year called BlizzCon. Blizzard is the company that makes games like World of Warcraft, Heroes of the Storm, Diablo, StarCraft, Hearthstone, etc. Now, they have been hyping up BlizzCon. They always do. They've been hyping up BlizzCon for the last couple of weeks, but normally Diablo gets the shaft. And what I mean is they don't even get mentioned. Maybe like some new artwork or something is showed,
Just some
but
bullshit, because like Diablo is one of their fucking biggest draws.
yeah, but the thing is, Diablo doesn't consistently make money. It's a one-time purchase type deal. Like, they will crank Hearthstone out forever, while as long as people are spending $80 on 40 packs of cards and not getting everything that they possibly could. Like, same thing with, like, loot boxes and Heroes of the Storm. World of Warcraft has a $15 a month subscription fee. Like, if it's not making consistent money, it doesn't get as much love.
Right.
Except for StarCraft, but StarCraft they make once and then just let the competitive circuit.
That's because of Korea.
Yeah. Now, in the last couple of weeks before BlizzCon, which started on Friday, they had been saying, "Hey, it's a good year for Diablo. It's a good year to be a Diablo fan," and everyone was like, "What? Yeah, Diablo! Woo!"
That's because there's a huge Diablo community. Like it's
massive. It's
actually
huge.
a very popular game, specifically Diablo 2.
And so everyone
Diablo
was
3 kind of sucked.
Was psyched. Well, Diablo 3 started out shitty. After they fixed it, it was pretty damn solid, and people played the hell out of it and still do. Anyway.
Still shitty compared to 2, though.
Yeah, it's hard to beat 2. Like, in general,
right.
as a video game.
It's like making a new Smash Bros. And saying, hey, this is better than Melee. It's like, it's not.
Yeah. Anyway. So, they'd been touting about how awesome Diablo was going to be this year at BlizzCon. Whole opening ceremony goes through, which if you don't know how BlizzCon works, normally they do their big major announcements in the opening ceremony, and then they'll do follow-up things about their major announcements throughout the next couple of days. And the very last thing they announce, which normally the last thing is the biggest thing, because it's, you know, the final tack, the final exclamation point on the opening ceremony, was Diablo Immortal. It's a Diablo for your phone.
Is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke?
There was not a single cheer when they announced Diablo Immortal.
Dude, it was nothing but booze. That question that I just asked was asked too.
Well, that wasn't what got booed, okay? Because when they first announced Diablo Immortal, no one cheered because everyone was insulted. Because if you're into video games, you're not really into phone games.
Okay, so no. This is the difference, right? It's that the Diablo market is not as big and money grabbing as the other markets that Blizzard has. So they're desperately looking for ways to monetize Diablo better. So what better way than to look at China and how they are going crazy for freemium games because they just don't have PCs or they have
consoles.
to sit in PC banks, things like that.
Yeah.
So everyone has a phone. So they're like, yeah, we're going to capitalize off of phone games because everyone has them. And we're going to make this goddamn fucking game for phones and it'll be great. But they failed to realize that every single Diablo fan, or actually majority of Diablo fans, because I guess it's on console too, are fucking PC gamers.
And they don't care for phone games. Phone games in the West, like phone games in America, are normally things to pass the time when you don't have anything else to do. You're sitting at the doctor's office waiting for them to call your name. You play a phone game. You're on the subway waiting for your stop. You play a phone game. It's not something that you play to play. It is a pastime, literally passing time.
And not to mention that all of these guys here had paid $200 to get into BlizzCon, had flown sometimes across the fucking country, paying for both ticket
or the world
and housing, so that they can listen and hear about this new Diablo game.
What makes it even worse, they then did a Q&A segment later that day. Somebody got thrown out of BlizzCon for this because they pre-screened the questions for BlizzCon. And he didn't ask the question that he was supposed to. Instead, he asked the question Nathan mentioned earlier, is this an off-season April Fool's joke?
Do you know how he got that question?
What?
He was standing in line, and he posted a picture of him standing in line to 4chan, and was like, yo, guys, what do I ask this? Dubs get. And the first person who got dubs was asking, is this an off-season April Fool's joke? So he gets up there, he says it, And shitstorm. Absolute fucking shitstorm.
What happened with even the panelists, kind of giggled and then said, no, it's not. The question that was then asked afterwards was that someone asked, you've shown gameplay trailers, and I see a lot of mechanics and things that we have been asking and begging for to be in the main Diablo series for years. Is this going to be purely mobile, or will we see this available at some point on PC? And they answered with, no, this is strictly phone game. And at that, the crowd began booing.
What, you don't have any phones?
The first time in history of BlizzCon that Blizzard got booed at their own convention. And what does the panelist do, Nathan? What does he respond to boos with?
What, you guys don't have any phones?
Yeah. What? Do you guys not have phones? And it's like, you completely out of the loop.
You're missing the point.
You don't get it. It's not that it's a phone. Like, you want a perfect example of how to do what they did? Let's look at Bethesda, of all people. They announced Fallout 4. Okay? They announced Fallout 4, a game that people had been wanting forever. Basically, since Fallout New Vegas. They were like, yeah, Fallout 4.
Fallout New Vegas, but, beyond the point.
You get what I mean. And then at the end of their Fallout 4 announcement, they're like, hey, so we realize that you're going to have to wait 6 months before you get Fallout 4. But if you want to, enjoy some new Fallout stuff right now, here's Fallout Shelter. This phone game, it's free. You can download it right now. And everyone was just like, woo! And Fallout Shelter was a massive success. They didn't just announce Fallout Shelter as the new Fallout game.
Yeah, they announced Fallout Shelter as a bridge gap, like a step in between.
Yeah, it was a hype machine. It was. And
if they did that here, this wouldn't have been a problem. But that's not what they did. They said, "Hey, I know you guys are all PC gamers, and I know you were all expecting something, incredibly different. But fuck you."
They even could have released like a short cinematic, no gameplay, just a short cinematic, and then at the end had Diablo 4 show up with no release year, even just a teaser announcement that they are working,
saying, hey, we're working on it.
Yeah,
this makes me believe that they're not even working on it.
Yeah, we are building Diablo 4. Like, they could have made that announcement and then said, we have outsourced this in the meantime, and people would have went, fuck it, cool, thanks. But the fact that it's literally just taking a dump on Diablo, and what makes it even worse, the phone game is not made by Blizzard. Activision Blizzard, which is a joint company, owns a mobile phone company, King, which is the people who created Candy Crush. King is not the people who made this game. They outsourced it to a Chinese phone company and a phone game company, and even more beyond that, the phone company that they got the game from, that it's not even a new game. It is abundantly obvious that the Chinese phone game company had already made a game, which I forget what the name of it is, called like King's Crusade or something very bland and generic, which is an action RPG game in the vein of Diablo, and they've adjusted the camera and reskinned the entire game with Diablo assets and said, here's your game.
That's fucking stupid.
So like no Diablo 4, shitty phone game in between, not even made by Blizzard, made by Blizzard Enterprises, made by an outsourced company, and it's a reskinned game.
And then they were deleting negative comments off of videos and whatnot, and they had so many dislikes on the first posting of their Diablo Immortals trailer that they took down the trailer and put it back up to reset it.
Yep. So, fuck you, Blizzard. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
This could not have been more poorly handled.
No, it couldn't. But at the same time, it could have been predicted.
Like, there were
because Blizzard is like almost a pioneer for toxic things. For instance, they're one of the first companies that made it to where you had to be online in order to play some of your games. They helped popularize loot boxes with Overwatch. They helped popularize the subscription service with World of Warcraft. Like, they are some of the head figures for some of the most toxic behaviors in video games.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Toxic and predatory. I guess toxic behaviors can also be salty as fuck players.
That's the thing, though. Like, you could have probably put it like a $5 a month subscription on Diablo and made it online only on PC, and people, like, I guarantee you still would have just ate money.
People would have still been upset about it. Don't get me wrong, because is inherently not as multiplayer friendly when it comes to things. All right, there's another problem with Diablo 3. Diablo 2 had a very rich system of PvP where you could just walk outside and start fighting each other. Sometimes fight random monsters that walk by, right? But Diablo 3 had a single fucking map where you guys were able to fight each other, and the combat in it was so boring when it came to fighting each other.
So I'm keeping an eye on the chat room, right? And I don't like it. Like, we've just had like 4 extra people join right as we're we're walking through the end of the show here.
Yeah, like my mom and my sister.
Yeah, and but so. I have a lot of friends from Oklahoma, one of which his name is Matt. He just jumped into the chat room, and like I adore him to death. Super great guy, but he's also like a super super religious guy. He's very good-hearted, and of course, the moment I see him join the chat is the moment that you just start dropping f-bombs. Like, I don't think he's ever been in this chat before, ever. And like, while we're not normally all that offensive,
good thing he hasn't walked in on us talking about eating ass.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, like
man,
normally we're
chew down on
pretty
that pink eraser.
We're cleaner, and we're looking at like what the topic that we're talking about and stuff. But of course, the moment that they sign in is just like, and then they fucking do this. Anyway. So yeah, the other thing though, beyond the dumpster fire that is BlizzCon, there's 2 things that I want to also touch on that are about video games. One is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. We had the final Smash Direct come out. It was really disappointing in terms of character announcements. The last characters that are joining Smash Bros. Ultimates why do you look? Are you saying I'm wrong?
Yeah, I'm upset about that. I am hyped by all 3 of those that were announced.
Like, Ken is an Echo Fighter. I don't care about. Like, that's cool.
No, Ken is better than Ryu. Like,
I really don't care about Incineroar.
Yo, that's where you're fucking wrong. Did you see the goddamn combos that Incineroar does? You throw them, and it causes, like, rings to pop up so that they can bounce off of the ropes. You have a move where you hurt them by thrusting your finger at them as if you were, like, pointing at them in a rude fashion. You do fucking suplexes. Like, Incineroar is by far one of the tightest fucking characters to be entered into this game.
And then the last one they announced was Piranha Plant, which does feel like a joke.
Yo, it does. All right, I'm gonna tell you. I was watching some people do like a response to the reveal, right? So they're all sitting there watching the bits, and they're excited for Incineroar and whatnot. And the part comes around where it's Piranha Pete, and at the beginning, all of the people are kind of dazed. And one of the guys in the back immediately starts shouting repeatedly over and over again, "It's Gino! It's Gino! It's Gino! It's Gino! It's Gino! It's Gino! Look, guys! Look! It's Gino!" And it pans to the Piranha Plant, and he's like, "Look! It's gonna happen! Gino's gonna pop out of it!" And then Mario walks up to it and punches it, and then the Piranha Plant hits him, and he's just like, "What?" And then Piranha Plant enters the fray, and he's just like, "Son of a bitch!" And he like flips his chair and he walks out of the fucking screen.
I know people have been asking for Gino for a long time. There's still the potential that Gino could get in. The characters that truly feel the worst, that are 2 of the most requested characters, are Isaac from Golden Sun and Shadow from Sonic, or from his own game at this point. But the thing that feels bad is that they took the time in the direct to expressly show that those 2 characters are going to be assist trophies, which borderline condemns them to not get to be actual characters.
Yeah, and that pisses me off because
that
Isaac
feels bad.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Isaac could be such a good character with like Psi Energy. You have Psi Energy for pushing, so like your forward smash can be like a good swing or like a push or something. You have Psi Energy for growing plants upwards, so you can use that as your up smash. Down smash could be Quake. as you slam your sword down, causing ripples upon the ground that knock people back and damage them. His ultimate could be Ragnarok, where he summons a giant sword and smashes it into the fucking thing.
Yeah, but so there are going to be 5 DLC characters. We don't know who they are yet. The only credible leaker that is left, though, because everyone else has been proven to be full of shit, but one leaker named Vergabin has consistently been accurate. The only information he has at this point in time that he is able to have confidence in that he is willing to say is that there will still be a Minecraft content of some type. He did not necessarily say that it would be Steve as a playable character, just that Minecraft would be represented in a larger fashion, and that there will be a DLC character from Square Enix, which could be Gino, because Square Enix made Super Mario RPG.
Okay, so this is what I think, right? You got Gino. We'll throw Steve up there because you're talking about Minecraft. Dixie Kong. Amaterasu. I don't know what the 4th one or 5th one would be.
Well, currently, his source said that the rumor right now is that the Square Enix representative is going to actually be from Dragon Quest. So we could see.
That'd be fun.
We could see Erdrick, the main guy from Dragon Quest 11. People are also, memeing it up and saying that it'll just be a slime.
That'd be fun.
The other potential that I currently see is Sora from Kingdom Hearts, but
that would be cool. I can see Squall.
The other one is Chrono from Chrono Trigger, but
that would be. I would lose my goddamn shit. I would piss my pants and then shit on the floor.
There is also the other thing that they offered up is that there is currently discussion of one of the 5 DLC characters being from from the Grand Blue Fantasy universe, which, if that rings no bells, I don't blame you. Grand Blue Fantasy is a mobile game that is incredibly popular in Japan. Like, insanely popular. But
those damn freemium games.
Yeah. That said, though, there is a Grand Blue Fantasy game called Grand Blue Fantasy Project Relink that is coming to the PlayStation 4, because Grand Blue Fantasy on the phone is so popular that it got its own anime, its own manga, and is now getting its own main console game.
That's not unheard of. There are a lot of phone games that get anime.
When you get
one of my favorites is Rage of Bahamut. That shit's awesome.
When you get the opportunity to go watch the trailer for Grand Blue Fantasy Project Relink. The game is stupid beautiful. Like, it is incredible how great this game looks, and I know I'm gonna buy it purely because, one, it looks good. High fantasy magic universe looks great. Movement, the animations, the graphics are incredible, and the combat is done by Platinum Games. Which,
nice.
Platinum Games are the people that did like Bayonetta. And Nier Automata, and there's
that's another thing from Smash Bros. Is that Kirby is confirmed like strongest character in the game.
So, funny thing about that's the last thing that I was going to talk about, was the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate trailer for World of Light, which, incidentally, initially I was kind of put off by it, but after like thinking about it, that mode seems really cool and enjoyable.
It's just fucking, what is it from Brawl?
Subspace Emissary?
Yeah.
It looks really neat. The trailer is incredible and awesome, but like, there are so many things in that trailer that are just so beautiful pieces of little detail.
Yo, that's another character I hope they have. Is they had in the Subspace Emissary style game, they had a bit where it showed a Rathalos, and if you guys don't know, Rathaloses are from Monster Hunter. So I was kind of hoping that they would throw a Monster Hunter in for a character that you can use.
It's been discussed, especially since Rathalos is now an actual boss that can be fought in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. But we'll just have to wait and see. Who knows? But anyway, that's all the stuff that I cared about. Do you have anything else that you cared about, Nathan?
If you care about going back to sleep.
Go back to sleep, sir. We're going to get out of here. I already asked everyone to support us, follow us, and all that good stuff. If you want to follow me on social media, I'm at Schwan Michael, and Nathan is at Bimmenstein. That is your 523rd dose of the internet. I am Michael Schwan.
And I am Benjamin Poindexter.
And please remember, everybody, yeah, I didn't vote for you.
Well, I
You pressed
didn't
it
vote
early.
for you.
Wow, that's like erectile dysfunction.
Well, I didn't vote for you.
Or no. Yeah, actually.
I already voted, and I didn't vote for you. So
Oh, rude.
Nathan, go vote.
I will. I was waiting to the 6th.
You can go vote today.
No, I can't.
Why not?
I have plans today.
It took us 15 minutes.
Yeah, and I can also vote after I get off the fucking bus right down there downtown.
Or you can just go vote.
I plan on doing it right before work,
Oh, okay. That works too.
motherfucker.
You could also vote tomorrow, actually, before work. They're
Yeah,
open.
I mean, I guess either or.
Either way. All right. Anyway, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Log.
Wait, this one.